So who's funding the so-called animal terrorists in Quebec? Well, we know for a fact that PETA was providing SHAC with resources, usually flyers and whatnot, but there was a lot more connections that were later established. Many of the PETA card-carrying members interconnected within SHAC and within the ranks of the local Quebec wannabe Animal Liberation Front. You've got Nicole Joncas and Janine Larose, who are close friends. Nicole Joncas of TJAS, has been controlling some of the animal activists, assigning them jobs, telling them which barns to go and take pictures and whatnot. Joncas has been keeping a tight hold of Frédéric that way, telling him she has a use for him, she has plans for him. But as an animal activist / extremist who's allowed to wear the ALF logo, because Nicole Joncas is, of course, the only liberator. Janine Larose of Opération Félix calls Nicole Joncas the day that HSI and MAPAC go and raid her 80 cats in Laval. Now, who started the war? It goes back to 1997 when Pierre Couture seized all of the cats and dogs that were in the custody of Janine Larose, and the city of Mascouche burned down her house. That's how filthy and unsavable it was. So all of this since 1997 against Pierre Couture and the Berger Blanc, coming out of Janine Larose, has been a blackmail revenge vendetta. Jean-Claude Gingras, the mayor of L'Assomption, to go and lay criminal charges against the Berger Blanc, he goes with who? Janine Larose. As if the SPVM would not know the history of Madame Larose and Pierre Couture. Larose is labeled as a terrorist who has blackmail on the guy in the eyes of the police. Pierre's wife was a 911 dispatcher in the city of Mascouche. His son might very well be a working police officer in the Montreal SPVM. I haven't been able to confirm it, but my sources are rarely wrong. His daughter, however, of Pierre Couture, is friends with one of the biggest Facebook pages for the French animal activist community. And she really supports the Montreal SPVM. That's how Chris was able to see his dog Wicca despite the city's refusal to allow Chris his last 5 minutes with her. Because of the daughter and her connection to these activists, Pierre Couture allowed Chris to say his final goodbyes to Wicca. The St. Jude Black Bloc, the so-called extreme animal activists that trespassed and liberated a single mink, they all connect back to TJAS and Nicole Joncas. The liberation of the 1,000 and so minks, the word on the street is they came from Ontario to liberate the minks in St. Jude. The next day, my Vachon video that exposes Nicole Joncas and the Ontario, Ottawa activists and their fake liberations, file a copyright claim on my YouTube video, which I had to contest. Now the video is back online, but they tried to censor me right after the liberation took place. It's an odd coincidence. As for the Berger Blanc videos, Berger Blanc hired both the SPA Canada dude, should I say spy, and the dude seen on video saying, "Can you smell death?" Both of these people were hired on the same month, they quit on the same month before the videos were exposed to Radio-Canada. According to the Berger Blanc, they were both infiltrators hired by Gabriel Villeneuve. One thing that's interesting is during the Berger Blanc exposure that Gabriel Villeneuve was leading, Janine Larose wanted me to expose and go and start investigating and attacking Anima Quebec because she found out that we had laid criminal charges against them. Unfortunately for Madame Larose, as I'm what you would maybe call a free agent, nobody tells me what to do. I do what I want.